number one thing, executive order on day one, reversing the privatization of Medicaid in the state of Iowa. And then, you know, some folks would tell me, Rob, keep your answers short, just stop talking. You got them to clap, now shut up. but I think that most people want to hear details. I think that people think that details actually matter, right? And they don't just say things without support. We have audited privatized Medicaid in the state of Iowa. It is a disaster. We found a 500% increase in illegal denials of care after privatization. That is the number that we hit, 500%, incorporating feedback from the administration for how we should analyze this. 500%. Do we have any medical providers here? Okay. How do you do with getting your bills paid?
I'm on the hospital board, so that's.
Yeah. Has your hospital had to take out a line of credit or to hire new people just to get bills paid?
We're lucky. Our hospital is one of the more fiscally responsible hospitals in the area in the state.
Yeah.
So we've been lucky, and that was what happened was this thing from the state of Iowa and the hospital administrations gave us helps with Medicare on that. So, but yes, we've been having more denials, and you have to hire more people to keep up with the denials.
Right. And so, because and what he said is literally what our audits have shown across the entire state of Iowa. The vast majority of medical care providers, like hospitals, have had to hire more people just to get paid. Your costs are going up because those people themselves have to get paid for, right? So their claims get denied, they don't get paid, they have to hire more people to try to fight back and get them paid. They have to take out lines of credit. I know you all know how interest works, that has to get paid for, right? And so what we're doing is we're hiring out-of-state companies and sending our tax dollars out of the state of Iowa to administer the program in a way that is actually worse for Iowans and raising costs for Iowans. Here. Who else has got it? Yes, sir?
Just two questions or comments. The first, back to healthcare. My wife is a licensed mental health practitioner. She's got her one person shop.
Yep.
It's been a disaster.
Yep.
The Medicaid issue has been an absolute disaster. You can't get paid. It's a constant fight.
Yeah.
To the point where you question why am I doing this?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Can everybody hear him? Because that's exactly, I hear from people regularly saying exactly this. They are a one-stop shop mental health care provider. They submit their bills and they don't get paid.
And it's going to get worse.
Yeah. And so then, instead of seeing patients, you're taking either your time where you should have free time to be with your family, or your time where you should be seeing patients, and instead trying again to get paid.
On the Medicaid thing, what's the issue of not getting paid?
The privatized companies, thank you. Now I can dive into the details. This is something that Iowans actually should have been really proud of, and it was a reason that we didn't need to privatize Medicaid. MCOs came in and they said, we're going to give people a financial incentive to do things that will reduce their long-term medical costs, right? There are certain populations and people in life where this is actually very clear and very effective. One of them is expectant mothers, right? Your life is changing, things are happening, and if someone says to you, hey, if you come to these appointments at your 3rd month and your 6th month and shortly before birth and then your first one after birth, we're going to give you a supply of free diapers for a year or two, right? You can hit those goals, right? And they know that because of the tests that they can administer, they can vastly reduce the costs for that kid in their very early childhood. And so that's a good example. And so these companies went around the country and started doing that. And here in the state of Iowa, something that we did that was really smart, that we should have been proud of and should have just been protected in Des Moines, was we said, well, we can just do that as the state. And so we started the Iowa Medicaid Enterprise. And we started doing those same practices, whether it was for expectant mothers or for other people, where we said, we're going to give you the incentive to improve your behavior to lower your long-term costs, which is great for the state of Iowa because it saves money. Then, all of a sudden, Terry Branstad decided we are going to privatize Medicaid and we're going to do it in 6 months. the Center for Medicaid Studies, which administers the entire program for the United States, said, whoa, you can't do this in 6 months. That's like not possible. This is a big deal. But they rushed it through. It took longer than 6 months. They rushed it through. I don't think that the MCOs that bid to run the program knew that the Iowa Medicaid enterprise had already trimmed the fat. Is everybody following? When I tell this story, I want to make sure that I'm being clear, right? So the state had just already done the stuff that they were doing. Most states had not done that. So these companies came in, and why are they not paying bills? Why do you gotta bill them 3 times maybe to get paid? Why, if you submit a batch of bills and one bill has something wrong on it, do they reject the entire batch? Because since we trimmed the fat as the state, they gotta find a different way to make a profit. And that's by denying bills, by not paying medical providers, right? And by pushing some of the people who have been dealt the toughest hands in our society, quadriplegics, by pushing them out of their homes and into long-term care facilities, which is more expensive for taxpayers, but it lowers the liability for the MCO, you see. And so that's why they think that's a good idea.